Hey everyone, welcome to the Jenni Carlson Show. Yes, the show lives on and I'm excited about what is to come, but I also know what we've done in the past has been good, so I don't want to throw out everything. Which brings me to today's guest, Barry Tramel. Yeah, my lifelong friend and coworker. We've got lots to discuss, including what's just ended in our lives and what's about to begin. We'll talk about all that and more, but first, I want to say, please subscribe first to my YouTube channel at Jenni-Carlson. Just hit that subscribe button. It's easy. It's free, but it helps me a bunch. And then I hope you'll subscribe to my Substack. You can subscribe for free, or if you want to support my work with a paid subscription, those start at $8 a month. I hope you'll consider subscribing no matter what level. All right, time for our esteemed guest. Used to be my sidekick. Barry, how we doing?
I'm good, Jacko. Miss doing this with you on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do it regularly because I think we've got some good stuff to talk about, and we need to promote what you're about to do. So let's not bury the lead first, Barry. You've got some news about where you're off to.
Yeah, I've accepted a job at the Tulsa World. They reached out and asked if I might be available, and we've talked about it, and I'm going to go to work for them next week. So, I'm back in the newspaper business, 45 years with newspapers, the Norman Transcript, the Oklahoman. Now complete the trinity of Oklahoma newspapers, go to the World, which, of course, I've read most of my life and known most of the world sports writers of the last 50 years. So seems like it should be a really good fit. Some great people up there. You know a lot of them. I know a lot of them. And so I'm fortunate to have landed at a place like the World.
Okay, so tell people what you're going to be doing. Basically, what people have grown accustomed to you doing over the last 45 years, or is there a change in all of that?
No, it'd be very similar. Should be covering the Sooners, the Cowboys, the Thunder, whatever other Oklahoma stories come along. Do some video as well, and all the writing and blogs that I've been doing. So should just be a new outlet for what I do. I don't have a lot of skills, so I better focus on the few that I know. So I'm just fortunate to get to stay in Oklahoma and focus on Oklahoma sports. It's been my lifelong passion. Been doing it now for 46 years in the business. So very pleased that the World's going to allow me to keep doing it.
You don't think you have a soon-to-come career in, like, I don't know, industrial engineering or fly fishing, or I don't know, just trying to think of a skill that you might be able to adopt?
As crazy as that sounds, I might figure out industrial engineering before I figured out fly fishing. So no, I don't know. I'm so fortunate and so blessed that I got to at an early age, I figured out what my passion was and got to do it. Started at an early age, and so yeah, I've had a wonderful career and a blessed life. So this is just a continuation of that.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad that the World has got you in this position. I guess as I'm here in Oklahoma City. You're in Norman. Obviously, like you said, we know a lot of the people that work for the World, but people here in Oklahoma City not necessarily accustomed to getting the actual Tulsa World. The website, I assume there's all sorts of conduits that people can come to, but kind of lay those out. So if people are looking for your stuff, where can they find you, I guess?
Well, TulsaWorld.com is the quick way. If you want to go straight to a URL, TulsaWorld.com/subscribe is a way to get on board. Of course, you can, if you live in green country, you can take the World, the print edition. World still prints every day. I think 355 days a year for the World. So, a lot of people still traditionalists, which I am one, would be taking the print edition. But most people now read, like always, like most places, they're reading online. So that's your best bet. TulsaWorld.com/subscribe.
Now, we don't have the NBA playoffs happening anymore, but obviously the NCAA softball tournament is in full effect. We've got the super regionals. We've got the Women's College World Series. How fast are you going to be producing content that people can be looking for?
Well, I think I'll be out at the World Series to start with. My first day's Tuesday, and I'll be credentialed for the World. So I'll be covering the World Series. Maybe I plan to be there Wednesday, which is press conference day. Yeah,
Yep.
so we'll have the 8th there in Oklahoma City, and that's always a fun day. It's a dress rehearsal for the stadium and getting everything shined up and ready to go for what's become a classic event in Oklahoma and frankly across the nation. I think I've missed one World Series since 1991, and that was 2012. I think that was the NBA Finals year when the Thunder had us all just going, with our heads spinning on that route to the NBA Finals. So, and I missed 96 when they took the dang thing to Columbus, Georgia. So, but outside of that, I've hit every World Series. Done everything from pass out in the press box to, get caught in rainstorms and lightning storms and all kinds of stuff. So been going out forever. Love the event. And Sooners have, sort of made it their own invitational in recent years. But it was a great event even before the Oklahoma dynasty sort of mushroomed. And people know that. So it's grown into something really special.
Now, I was not there for your pass out, which I lament on a daily basis sometimes.
I like to think you might have showed some concern. Not everybody in the press box showed that much concern. What happened was our pal Clay Horning from the Norman Transcript said something I found somewhat humorous. And I got to laughing so hard that I was sitting in a chair, but I was laughing so hard I got lightheaded. And the next thing I know, I'm laying there in the floor. I come to, and Clay's right in my face saying, Barry, are you okay? And so it was quite the situation. Some people like Joe Masato was there, and he came over, and he was all worried about me. Some other people at the other end, they looked up as if nothing had happened. So they're on the list. But no, we've had great times. Mike Candrea was there forever, the Arizona coach, and I remember all the great players from the 90s and then the 2000s and then the 10s, and now we're halfway through the 20s. And I've just to see that event grow and grow and grow and the stadium expand and expand. I can remember early talk in the mid-90s, people saying, you think we could ever make this like Omaha? And we'd sit around and talk about it and write about it and discuss it. And the truth was that was the dream. And we've seen that dream become the reality where the stands are always full. The seats now, what are we up to? 13,000? Is that what the capacity is?
Yeah.
So the expanded field where we go from really Thursday to Thursday is sort of the format now. So it's stretched out. Used to be 5 days. Now it's 9. So 8 or 9. So it's a wonderful event, and there's really done Oklahoma City's done a great job building up the tournament. And it hasn't hurt that Patty down in Norman and Kenny Gayaski in Stillwater have been producing great teams that just sort of keep softball notoriety, the softball passion sort of bubbling all season long.
I have to say, while I wasn't there for your pass out, which I would have been concerned. Let me just go on record as saying that. I think one of the biggest moments that I was there for that you weren't there for was the tornado year. I went down into it was the old days. So it was down into the basement, which was such a small confined space. We do the press conferences in there. That space was hardly big enough to turn around in. OU was playing that night. They were down there along with whoever they were playing, Washington, I think maybe. And so we're all sort of huddled down there in the basement as we wait out this weather delay. That was a crazy, crazy thing. I mean, I was on the roof of the old press box at one point, got to go all the way up. There was a little ladder that you could go up, went all the way up, got on the roof. What a view that was. I know that you're not interested in any of that.
No.
But a lot of great stuff that's happened, and I think it's going to be another fantastic week out there. So that's very cool that's your first event for the World.
Yeah, it'll be there. And, let's see, the Sooners will play a night game, right? In the 2 seed. I think the 2 seed goes to the night games. So the bracket is, as I remember it. So maybe be out there Thursday night. Cowgirls at a 5. I think they'll have the afternoon game. So should be, I'm just guessing. I can't
Yeah.
remember for sure if they keep the same bracket, but I think they do. So that's where we'd be at if the Cowgirls and Sooners both make it. It's not softball's gotten much more competitive and more parity. And I think despite the OU stranglehold on the title, there are more good teams than ever. So I think we'll see. If they can make it, then I think it'll be some great softball. But even if they don't make it, this is still a great field.
Hey, you mentioned a second ago, I'm not sure if you called it the Holy Trinity or the Triumvirate or what you called it, but the Oklahoman, the World, the Transcript. For you to get a chance in your career to work for all three, that's got to be something fun, Barry.
Yeah, the Tulsa World, when my dad was a boy in eastern Oklahoma, Mays County, about an hour east of Tulsa, in the 1940s, he would, on his way to school, he'd go out early and wait, go to the railroad tracks, and the train would come by on its way to Fayetteville or Springdale and would drop off stacks of bound Tulsa Worlds for the circulation people to come by and distribute to the stores and whatnot. And my dad wouldn't have a nickel to buy the paper, but he would unwrap the paper and sit there and read it and then wrap it back up and go on his way. And that was his introduction to newspapers. And he told me those stories when I was growing up. And to now work for the World and write for the World is sort of a completing of that circle. So been, like I said, followed the World. B.A. Bridgewater, who I never met. He was gone long before me, but that's who my dad would read beside those tracks in Mays County. And then along came Bill Connors. And, of course, one of the all-time legends was Bill. And now the current guys and, our recent guys, people we've worked with, whether it's Dave Sittler and Bill Haston or Garen Emig, those guys, it's a great legacy at the World, and I'm proud to follow in it.
Hey, before we let you go, a lot of people are wondering, and I don't know how much, we don't want to look back too much, but people ask, what happened to our last employer? What happened to Sellout Crowd? What do you want people to know? What good, what bad is going to sort of stay with you as you think about what we've come out of?
Well, I just hope people enjoyed it. I don't want to get into the weeds on why it didn't last. Financially, just didn't make it for a lot of reasons. But I hope people had a blast reading it. I know I had a blast working there, primarily with you. That was one of my requirements for anything I was going to do. Leaving the Oklahoman is I wanted you to come with me. And so I enjoyed the heck out of those 8 months, Jacko. And we got to work with Mike Sherman and a whole bunch of other cool people. Jacqueline Musgrove right here on our this show right now, helping engineer it. Just getting to renew old acquaintances, make new friends, and do some really cool journalism on the sports world. I just thought it was a daily thrill. Enjoyed the heck out of it. I've loved every job I had, including this one. But working with you certainly at the top of the list. And my hope is we can do it again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the people that we worked with, everybody obviously is curious about the ending, and I know there'll probably be a time and a place to be more exploratory in that's not really now, but I think definitely getting a chance to sort of bring back some folks that we enjoyed working with previously, work with them again, and then build some new alliances, if you will, with some great folks. To me, the people, that was the best thing. And then all the people that we got to still hear from, reading, watching, listening, just the readers and the people that support us out there is, they followed us. And that was so cool to see because they just have such a passion for this thing we've made a career out of, following sports in Oklahoma. That's been a real thrill. So I know I'll become a follower of yours as you move to the World. I'm still sort of figuring out the next. Obviously, I've got this online presence, but I hope we get to continue having these conversations. You go on the radio all the time. I figure this video thing is just kind of the new age radio. We'll have you on regularly.
Be glad to join you anytime, Jacko. No doubt about it.
Well, I definitely hope we can keep doing this, but for now, that's all the time we've got. Remember, subscribe my YouTube channel and my Substack. You just search for Jenni Carlson basically at either site and you can find me. If you like what you heard today, please share this with a friend and encourage them to subscribe too. I want to say thanks to my video gurus, Jacqueline Ferris and Michael Lane, and of course, a big thank you to Barry Tramel. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.